Hello future tech leaders, I'm Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Today we're gonna see on candidate profile. This is the candidate profile XML. How to create a candidate profile. What I do, if you have any reference one, you can just copy the initial part and save it. And then this is the candidate profile name. You can give anything based on your requirement. If you want to give a kind name, you can give it. If you have any other requirement, you can give it accordingly. Next comes the instruction. Instruction is something which is an instruction, like a labeling part where you can show it to the candidate who wants to read, who logs in, and he needs to see here. See here, dear candidate. You can. It would let you to know more too, that you can find the best job fits you like this. This is an instruction they are giving. You can type anything. Coming to next part. We are going to define fields in the candidate profile. Before we come to this, do you know where we can see the candidate profile? You are applying to a requisition, I think, or in the job requisition. When you are applying to a job, you will go to your career site, right? Here I am going to create my profile. This is called as candidate profile. This is the career site where you can see the job subbable as an external candidate. If I want to apply a job in this company, then I will go to the company's career site where I can see the jobs available in that company. This is called as career site where you can see the jobs. I'll just go through it. I will just see. There are a number of openings available and I want to apply for a job. How do I apply for a job? I'll just go here and then click on apply. Before I apply, I need to create my profile here that can identify me. This is for the person who is already having an account. Since I don't have an account, I'm going to create one account. Like this. You can just have done it before. Yes, I have done that before. You must be familiar with this. I need to create this. I will just accept it. Create an account. This is asking for a passcode. This is the candidate profile. What I'm seeing my documents profile information previous. This is the same information. This comes from application. You can ignore it. These three parts are candidate profile. If I click on profile information, I can see salutation, first name, last name, email address, mobile number, country, zip code, title, address, etc. How do we create this? We go to XML and create in this what are different fields. Whatever fields we needed, we need to add it first name, middle name, last name, contact, email, distance. These are all the standard things what we generally use. I will just copy the question. Question where or when are we able to see the introduction part? Sorry, the introduction part. Like the or candidate that part. Exactly where and when. This is related to a different XML, not is the one which is in the current system. But usually it will be here on this. It will be as an introduction, it's just an, sorry, I think the screen is because I'm not sure it will be. It will be here on this whenever you go. Click on it. It will be. It will show here on this thank you home page on that. Introduction is something that which will come as a heading that you can see it whenever in the home page or in the candidate profile when you click on it. Coming to this, how to define a field in a candidate profile. Similarly, how we do it in other examples, it is going to be the same field definition, it, first name, what kind of type it is. It's a text field, whether it's mandatory or not, required, true or false. Custom is true or false. Since it is a standard field, it is false. It's a text field definition, it is false. Then depending, these are all the translations, different languages. D is for German, G is for British, that is UK, and this is for US. We can change the verbase based on our requirement. That's how we do it. Let's see what we do it. Then similarly, first name, we have middle name, then we have last name. A contact email aid is the candidate email aid, and then we have phone number, and then we have home phone, and then we have address city zip. These are all standard ones. Then candidate comment. If you can get to figure this field and candidate will be able to put any comments. It will be text area. If you want, he can type anything in. The next is these are all main things. Resume field needs to be there by default, and then cover letter and then attachment. You can provide one attachment field. If the candidates want to attach anything and then there are two attachment fields they have given, then now you're clear to this. Any notes now for now? Thank you. There is something called as background elements in the candidate profile. Are you familiar with the background elements? Well, if are the same background elements as an employee profile. Yes, can be. Yes, correct. Like that's the same one. It's no more like personal information but around elements. What I understand for background elements are like maybe previous employment, education, previous language, all those things similar. You're exactly correct. That's the same one. What we use. If I see here background element certificates, and then we have define the fields here. What is the field name? Certification / a census. This is the description. And then we have institution effective date, start date, where it was defined the field. Normally what happened? There are some kind of background elements. One is a certificate, then you have outside experience, then you have education, then you have languages. We have other one called as inside experience, also the same one. What we use in. There is a connection between employee profile and the candidate profile. I was wanting to ask you that, for example, for internal employees whose some fields are already in the system, like first name, last name and on. That comes in permission part. We'll discuss on the permission part. What we did, we defined the fields and then we are still defining the background elements. These are all the fields. Normally what we do is employee profile comes from succession data model. You're aware of it. The reason behind this is whenever a candidate applies for a job, he becomes an employer. In the same system, even his candidate profile will be maintained and employee profile will be maintained. What I meant to say is, if I go to careers, I'm an employee. I'm already an employee here. If I go to careers and I can see my candidate profile. Right? This is my candidate profile. Also, along with that, I can see my employee profile. Right. The reason we maintain. Another thing is, what are we in most of the cases? What are the fields we use for a background elements in succession data model? We are going to use the same fields in the employee profile. It's going to be the same, no different. It's like a copy paste. And if you ask me, the reason is if I make any changes in my employee profile, it needs to reflect here also. If I make any changes in my background elements as a candidate profile, I want it to be reflected in the employee profile also. And how do we do it? We are going to define fields like this. Similarly, whatever is present in succession data model. If I open the succession data model, education fields defined, it's going to be same like this. Same ID and same field name, same IDs inside that. And how do I map it? I'm going to map called as SM mapping. That's called as N mapping. This is important. How exactly it works? It works through XEM mapping. What is SUM mapping? I am going to map, we're going to define here this SUM mapping feeded, the first one which belongs to a employer profile. Second one belongs to recruiting. If I'm using certificates, I'm going to use it as certificates. Only if I mentioned, as I have just mentioned, as future certi in recruiting, I'm going to mention it as certain. But in most of the scenarios, whatever is present in employer profile, we're going to replicate it same. We don't want to have any confusions among them. What we do is, if I am using languages in employer profile, in recruiting also, I'm going to use it as languages only. I'm not going to give a different name for it. That's the reason. In most of the scenarios, you're going to see the same words in both the cases. How exactly it works is, here is the mapping. Once I give this SUM mapping and certificates, outside experience, education and languages, if I go to my employee profile and if I go to languages and if I make any changes in my languages, add or remove, it's going to be the same here. It's here also. It gets updated automatically. That's the part of it. This is how we define the fields. And another thing you must have noticed, in provisioning we don't have the option to upload the requisition, upload the XML part. We have the option to copy paste it. I don't know if you have noticed, if you go to provisioning and then if you go to candidate profile, wait, how we have the option to upload XML for a job requisition or an application. It's not similar like that. It's just a blank space. You just have to go and copy paste this. You have to copy this whole thing to control C and then go there and paste it in the provisioning. That's all. I know what you want. If you want, you can just log into your provisioning and go to candidate profile. That will be a blank space. You just copy this and paste it in the provisioning. That's all. I know what you want. Now let's come to permission part. This is a template name. This is a description, as you can ignore it. Template name is important. And then instruction header for internal candidates. You can just type it here. If we show only to the internal candidate, this is for external candidate. If you type it here, it will show only for the external candidate. Operators instruction. Operator is something like recruiter or somebody. If they want to see it, then you can, but nobody uses this part. Similarly, header, we have a footer also for internal, external, and here is the fields defined. As we saw in our year state, this is how it will be. If you want to add a custom feed, you can add it. If you want to add a standard feed, if you click on standard feed, there are certain standard feeds which is meant for candidate profiler. The first name, last name, city, phone number, country, resume, those things and all. You can just add it based on your requirement. If you want a custom field, you can just create a custom field and add it. This is where we define the background elements. I can see inside experience, outside experience, education. This is just a search option. You can select whatever the fields you have added. You can show them in how to display it. That's all based on your requirement. Can you repeat that part? Sorry. Can you repeat this? Candidate search display options and candidate search option. I don't know how to show it. How can I show? I'll check on this, like how can I show it? Because whenever we display it right, it's a display option. I'll just show you a better part on how to do that. Let's coming to permission. This is how we define the permission. What it is? Non-read and write permission. I'm gonna say based on my requirement and then the group is not required. This is for internal candidate. If I want this to be only for certain regions or countries, I have the option for that. Also, I can say based on country wise. If not, then I can select all. For which candidate? External candidate or internal candidate or any candidate. I can say what fields. These are the fields resume. First name. Last name needs to be visible. Which are the background elements should be visible, or I need to give permission. Education inside experience, outside experience. What is the difference when I select sources? That I select internal, external. Yes, and both of them. I mean, what is the difference between selecting both of them or selecting any? Also, it's all one and same. It's just a combination they have given. If I give it as any, it doesn't matter, and it's just third option, that's all. Internally is something that, as if I go to my careers there, I can see the pro. And then external means, this is for the external candidate who creates a profile and then creates a profile rate. For them, any is nothing, but either you can select both the option or else you can select as any one for simple task. That's all. Thank you. Instead of selecting these two, I can just select any and then I can close like this, just a third option they have given. I don't know why they have given with that, but it's just one and same. Either you can select these two together or else you can just select as any. It doesn't matter to the field. These two are not considered at all. Similar that we have read permission. And then for which sources? Internal or external? Then what are the fields? similarly that we have it. You're clear this now? Yes, I am. Thank you. Then what other option? We were discussing the candidates part. Let's also discuss on the how to add the candidates. There is a candidates tab here. If I click on that, if I want to add a candidate, I can add it. I can click on the candidate, add a single candidate or a book from CSR. If I want to add a single candidate, I just need to add a first name, last name, address, phone number, and then you can create a profile. If I want to add a single candidate, if I want to add it in a mask bulk uploads, then there will be CSV file. Then I can just fill up the details in the text XML and then I can just import it. Email ID, first name, last name, country. I can give out the list of detailed candidates and then save this file. I'm not saying your screen, I'm not saying the document that you don't know. This is a template which I downloaded from here. I just went to candidates. Let me show you. I went to candidates, then add candidate is there. If I want to add a single candidate, I can just go and add it here. If I want to add it in a bulk, too many candidates it have. It is useful when you're doing the university hiring or something like that. I can upload the candidates in bulk. I click on download blank template and this is the template what I have downloaded. Here we have email aid, first name, last name, country, email aid and phone number. Each of the candidate will define all the details and then we import it in book. That's all. We just select as today's date or we can give anything university name and then you can select this file CF and it will get uploaded and you can find the candidate here in the candidates list. And this is the search bar. If any candidates are present, then you can search whether it's internal, external, or if you have anything keywords, you can just search like this. This is self-explanatory tool, simple tool. I mean, you don't have much option. You just have to use it whatever it gives. You're clear to the candidate's profile candidated. Provide template. Yes, we have a question. For example, when we apply, I mean, you mentioned that, can you put again the blog notice? The blog notes that where you were typing, they're not. But then the thing, my question is, for example, candidate profile is similar to employee profile and I can't an employee. No, candidate profile is not similar to employee profile. Only the background elements inside the candidate profile will be similar to, but it has some data as personal data. For example, a first name, last name, phone. That does that also. You can map it. That's fine. You can map it. Yes, my question is, how do we map that first name, last name and all exactly? And if, for example, if I am an external candidate, how I get permissions to fill all the spaces and how? Because the system sends some notifications. I understood that we have to create a specific role for external candidates or something like that, or how it works. Like, My question is, because if for example they have to, I don't know, to answer some questions or something like that, how the system know that that information is from an external candidate? I don't know if you understand, kind of. Yes, I will tell you on that. How do we map other fields which are similar to with background, like first name, last name? You just go to SEM mapping and you just add it here. This belongs to employee profile first name, and this is the recruiting first name. Similarly, last name, whatever you want, email a default number that you can map it. The basic part, how do we map between employee profile and a candidate profile, is SEM mapping. This is how different I have to add everything that I would like to. Yes, if I have typed only first name, then only first name will be mapped. If I want last name, I need to do that also. Last name, and it doesn't like it won't affect like external candidates at all. Right, like see, external candidates not going to come into picture because this is related to the profile which is already created. See, external candidates doesn't come into picture because I'm an employee. I'm not an external candidate as of now. After applying a job, and if I can get selected, that will become my career profile here. External. External comes into picture only during the time of job application for the first time. You are not an employee into this company at all. Good, you are working in some ABC company and you are applying for a job for some other Axis company. This is the C. I went and created my candidate profile here right for the first time. I understood that is just how this, like if I put that in the mapping, that one affect external. I understood that internal candidates are employee. External candidates are right like anybody that would like to apply for a reposition that applies. You mean to say how the system will identify you are an internal candidate? Because I will be applying my job from here, from careers. I'm not going to create a profile. Create a profile, right? I just go to careers within my success factor access. I will just go to my careers. I can see that I'm already present in the system in the same company. It's just an internal job portal. If you're working in ABC company, within that ABC company, you just go and see the jobs and your profile is already present. Their only difference is like if I go and make any changes. The reason for some mapping is like consider I have joined, I'm already joined this company and I'm working, apparently. I have completed my master's degree through correspondence. I'm working also and I'm studying also. What I will do is I will come and update my candidate profile in the same organization that I have completed my master's degree. What happens is that once I update it and whatever inside, and also I have my employee profile right, that is related to Employer Central. If I go to Employee Central, if I do the same mapping here under my education, I can see that it has got updated. What are the changes? I have done it in my candidate profile. It gets updated here also. Vice versa, if I make any changes here, it gets updated here also. Got the concept? Yes, I will think how to ask you better that question next session. I try about that. See here, work experience within organization, functional experience certificates, formal education. If I make any changes in my education, in this belongs to. This is inside my careers. This is belongs to recruiting, right? I understand that. And this is with respect to my employee profile. If I make any changes in my candidate profile, it gets reflected here in my formal education in my employer profile. For what reason? It happens because I have enabled the XIM mapping, and then the reason is it to be up to date on both the places candidate profile and employee profile, and the reason is it to be up to date on both the places that are in the same way. I can try to take you in a better way. If you get me know what exactly is that, you should get what you're unable to understand the any doubt, particularly with SEM mapping. Or no, don't worry. No, don't worry, you can keep going. Just get me, whenever whatever to understand anything. That's what it is like. Candidate profile is there and I am an employee. That's why I can see careers here inside success factors. And then I can go and I will to careers and then I will see certain jobs are relevant for me. I will just apply for this and before applying, it will show you. It shows my candidate profile if I want to make any update, if I make any updates and send it. Similarly, it will get updated in my employee profile also because I'm already an employee of this company and I have made some changes, and just for the to be updated in every place, it just gets updated everywhere. Good, that's the concept of SEM mapping. And what is the relation between acquire profile and candidate profile? Is candidate profile will be present before you join the company. That's when you create a candidate profile, and employer profile is something that it gets created from the employer central once you become an employee. And what is the connection between employer profile and candidate profile is that there are certain the field values which are similar to each other with background elements. We map it that in every places it's going to be same and up to date. That is with respect to candidate profile. This knowledge is getting too much for you. I mean too much information. No, I mean this part candidate profile is one of the like not complicated. Job applications and job requisitions are quite. Candidate profile is simple and there is nothing much background elements needs to be similar to that fields which is present in succession data model. That's it, nothing. There's no much difference or something like that. Let's see information. I think what are things we completed. We completed job requisition, job application candidate profile. Things are not. We have completed what is that? I think for today you should be fine. What part is gift is like? I will tell you about the offer approval. Offer waiter is pending. And then we teach you on that email triggers and email template. And then what? Consider another 1 or 2 classes would be sufficient. Yesterday I showed you on that offer. Regulator right offer approval part. We are going to send it for the offer approval. We see it from. Continue. Sorry, we will see how to create it. First question, what is the difference between offer the detail and offer the other one, the other offer? If you go back, you can click in back in between. I know it's just one, sorry no. Offer detail, there are 2 things. One is offer details / offer approval. I remember what is the difference between offer details, because if you want to offer details, you have to come here and offer later. Template. It's just one and same. Offer, get offer details and offer approval is one and same. Next comes the letter templates. Offer letter templates is the verbia content of the offer letter you're going to see. Write dear candidate, drop right each. Everything create you reminds that you have been offered and position in this and company. That getter comes right later head. That is the offer getter template. Offer details or offer approval is where the components are defined. Let's discuss on that. I can define the template name anything on. For my understanding, consider this Germany template and then I am going to define the fields. There are 2 ways. 3 ways. I can add fields. One is through job requisition. Second one is job application. Third one is called as standalone. The fields which are already defined in job requisition, I can add it here. Fields already defined in job application, I can add it here. Standalone field is something like a sum field which you are going to create on your own, which is not present in job application or requisition. Yes, clear. Once I go to the offer approval, I will go to standard field. Consider job requisition ID, which is already defined in job requisition. I am going to add it. Field type would be text and all available. Now I want to add the hiring manager. Hiring manager is present in job requisition. I am going to add it to job requisition manager. This is from the requisition. Whatever the fields I have defined in requisition as a standard field or a custom field, I can add it. Next comes the application. In application, what I add is normally who is the candidate, right, and that application. First name, application. I have added candidate first name, last name in my application, right. I am just going to select it first name and then I am going to add rest of the fields which I want. If I wanted to create anything which I want to see, I can create any field here. String. String is like string. I want to create a pick list. I can select as a pick list. Then I need to map the pick list. Take me the reason why I am adding all these fields to it. Because you need to send or you need to call those fields on the offer template. Right? There are two things. The main reason I am adding this is the person who is approving. He needs to see the details, right? Who is the candidate, for which requisition it is created, or what are the details I took. This is the standard offer template. So what are the fields I have defined? Acquisition ID, job title, position number. Who is the hiring manager, division, department, location, candidate first name, last name, full name, current location where the candidate is. What is the candidate type? Resume, currency, cost center, these things. This I am creating. Then during the offer approval part, I can select this. This is the standard offer. Here is the offer approval. Before sending offer letter, I need some CI components to be getting approved. These are the details. From which template I have selected standard offer details. What are the fields it has? It has job requisition. From which job requisition it is title, who is the hiring manager, division, department, start date, things and all is there. Then there will be salary components which will be defined. This is the standard offer template. Then we will send it for the approval. That's the reason for creating the offer letter template. You got familiar with it now. What exactly is offer approval? The reason why you were defining this is like these things are all present in the offer email template, right? Offer letter. Offer letter. We'll be having all these things, which is which location you are joining, for what position you are joining, who is your hiring manager. Those things are all present here. We need the candidate name in the offer letter, right? The first name, last name, how much salary we are offering him. What is the base salary we are offering him? For that reason we have it, and also to get the approval. Approval. It is an ad hoc approval. We can do it with any. We can. Either we select anyone randomly or we can fix it based on our requirement. We are to know. Question in that case, like for example, that I'm selecting the approver of the offer. How like a it's a way to. I will come to the target. I will come to that. This is a doc approval. If a doc approval means you can select anyone in the system. There is another thing for approvals or does approval workflow. You can define the workflow. You can just give the step. ID like anything, whatever you wanted. Then you want to define it. You can cite it based on the things. If you define it as a role, then you have to give the operator. Whether it's hiring manager or originator or a coordinator, you have to define it. If I'm selecting as a user, then I need to give the employee ID here. I can go ahead and then give it this. And then recruiting groups. If you have created a group, then you can just define the group name here. Is all the groups, right? Last time, how to create a group that we can just come and copy paste the group name. Can we add more than one approvers? Yes, it's here, right? It's here. You can just start it. Number of steps it will go to similar job requisition. How it goes, right, based on your roadmap from 1 to 2 to 3. Similar way it will go like this. If you have the first, if you want the first approval to be the hiring manager, you can give it. If you want given to be the HR manager, and considering this HR manager is just one person, what I will do is I will just select as user and then give the name here. Considers F admin is the HR manager who is going to approve. What happens is first will be approved by hiring manager. Then it will send it to SF admin for the final approval. Similarly, you can have a number of approval steps just like a roadmap. It's kind of the roadmap. It's not like, for example, if I have 3 options, the first one that comes in, it's like it has to go to get one after soon. Thank you. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.